Hello, friend. Namaskar to every follower of Jeho Foundation. Today is very special day, as you know. As you know, today we have very special guest with us from South Africa. She she is very talented angel personality, angel lady, kind-hearted lady, Miss Bunny Bhoola. We welcome you in our campaign. Let's spread positivity. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, madam. We welcome you at Jeho Foundation's Let's Spread Positivity campaign. Thank you for supporting us.
Good morning. Namaskar. Sanbonani from South Africa. That's our way of saying hello. And thank you very much, Tarun, for having me on your show. Let's spread positivity. It's a pleasure to be talking to you. And I think your topic is very pertinent for the current times that we are going through now.
Yes, yes. As you know, Benny, in our campaign, it's all about positivity, where leaders, change makers, celebrities come from all around the world and share their lives, learnings, and positivity with us. So, before we start, I just want to request you to please introduce yourself to our audience.
All right, thank you, Tarun. I'm just a simple citizen of South Africa, a global citizen who was very fortunate to have been to come from an area called Pietermaritzburg in South Africa. Now, Pietermaritzburg is really a very special city in the world. To me, it is the center of the universe for democracy. Differentiate that by saying that no city in the world can claim to have Gandhi been thrown off the train station in Pietermaritzburg, and on the outskirts of Pietermaritzburg, we have Nelson Mandela, our former uh, head of the state, who was arrested. Now, Tarun, you have to agree with me. No
Yes,
city in the world can claim to have two iconic leaders
yes,
that
yes. I
came from this area. So they influence the world, and this is why I have become very involved in following the footsteps of Gandhi and Mandela and promoting this area that we have in our heritage. All right. Firstly, I am a director of Global Peace Let's Talk, and my capacity is that I am basically responsible for youth and, of course, tourism. Tourism is my passion, and I love to be with young people because I think young people keep me energized and challenge my mindsets and at least prepare me for what the future is like. Otherwise, when one tends to get a bit more mature, you get set in your ways a bit. And this is why it's very important to engage and be with young people. Well, this is what I believe in. So that's one of the reasons why I am involved in the youth and the tourism sector. Then, in addition to that, I am the vice chair of the Pietermaritzburg Gandhi Memorial Committee, responsible for the railway station, propagating events and the teachings of Gandhi that is linked to Mandela and with Martin Luther King. Uh, Locally, regionally, and internationally. We have some amazing major events. We looking forward to the 7th of June when Gandhi was thrown off the train. So we generally have a good event commemorating that with Gandhi's granddaughter, Ila Gandhi, and other leaders within our area. But due to COVID, we will be observing this special day on a webinar. My other task is also being involved in the tourism. I am an executive member of the what they call BEE Council. It's Black Economic Council for the National Minister of Tourism. So we sit on an advisory capacity, and especially during COVID times where tourism has really taken a beating and many people have lost jobs. Businesses are closing down, and this is where we need to apply our minds and see how can we encourage, motivate, and find ways that we can become creative and innovative so that people don't lose hope. And that's when we start again with the message of let's spread positivity. Coming
Yes.
back to your message,
Yes.
I think we have many leaders between South Africa, India, and globally, but sometimes the challenges of the world becomes too great, and this is why we need at certain times to put our minds together and brainstorm and find solutions. I've been basically involved in tourism for at least 30 years. So I am very blessed to be able to join my tour groups and be on tour throughout southern Africa. And, when people are on holiday, they have a lot of fun. And that's when they become very positive. So
Yes.
once again, we are spreading the positive message. So I think that's me in a little bit of a nutshell. A mother, a aunt, a granny to two gorgeous little babas, and having a full family, a daughter, daughter-in-law, the whole thing.
Great. So, Benny, let me come to the next point or next question. What personal strength do you have that would help you to succeed in your career? Because you did a lot.
I don't think I did a lot. I really don't think so. I think there's a lot of work still to be done.
Mhm.
We've
Yeah.
been fortunate, firstly, in the tourism sector from the business avenue. I come from a family that is four generations now in the coach industry. So I've been fortunate to have that as a support base. And I also have the male members in my family. They believe in me a lot. They support all my nonsensical ideas, and that becomes one great stepping stone. And I think I've had a very strong mother who was involved in business. So my support system has been very good. In terms of the Gandhi story in Pietermaritzburg, I was fortunate to get involved with the committee, which already had very strong foundations. So this complemented the work that I'm doing. So, and of course, I enjoy networking. I love talking to people. I love learning from people. So, I'm very, I think, inquisitive by nature. I find that I some people will call it proactive, but I find sometimes I'm inquisitive. So I need to find out what is happening in certain areas in tourism or in the NGO sector. And this is how I got involved with Global Peace Let's Talk. And it's just being surrounded by like minded people that makes one grow and achieve and be able to do things in teamwork. Nothing at all is achieved on your own strength. It's basically teamwork, it's collaboration, it's cooperation.
Yes.
And fortunately, because of tourism, we have global linkages, which enables us to get involved and use those linkages in the NGO sector like Global Peace Let's Talk, so that we collaborating all the time. Our challenges all over the world, that's the same. But the messages that we send through are must be positive. We must spread that positive message. We must motivate people so that
Yes.
we remain motivated.
Right. I agree. I agree with your answer. And coming to the next question, you know, as you said earlier, you deal with person from all around the world. So, what one or two quality you feel everyone should have to make their life more positive? and happy.
I think one of the most important qualities is being diplomatic, is respecting each another. That each one of us are different, but everyone has their own unique strengths,
Right.
and to uh, respect that strength in that person. That's
Yes.
the most important thing for me, is because I find that when you're engaging with different people, sometimes people have preconceived ideas about you. And it's so important not to keep those preconceived ideas.
Right.
That to me is very, very important, because I have experienced that myself. I would have certain preconceived ideas about a certain person, and it's amazing, through the journey of friendship and getting to know that person, you realize you have learned so much from that person. And I can only hope that I have taught some people around me as much as I've learned from my environment and the people around me.
Right.
And
So,
of course, to be open minded and to embrace different cultures, different religions, different thought patterns. It's that box thinking that has created so much a problem in the world.
so
People tend to safeguard their territory so much. And unfortunately, this is why there are certain times so much of misunderstandings and power plays. It's ego. It's so much ego in the world at the moment. Oh, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. But I think it's important that one needs to define your own way of how you want to be seen and viewed.
right.
And that's the reason why we work in this Global Peace Let's Talk community, because it's like minded people. I'm a great believer in similar souls travel the same path. And somehow you will draw people, or you will be drawn to people that are similar to you. There's so many times you meet so many people in your life, but there's no reason why you drift away. There's just no reason. And the only reason is the magic of the universe doesn't allow you to do that. But of course, it's important to be, I feel, very open minded and embrace every situation in a very positive manner. To see the sun shining out of anything, and then you once again spreading positivity and you helping yourself.
Right.
Because only when you help yourself, then you can help somebody else.
Then only you can help. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
otherwise it will never happen.
Oh, Benny, somewhere I read that no matter what is your plan, you never know what life has planned for you. Success introduce you to the world, and failure introduce the world to you. So always be happy. Often we lose hope and think this is the end. God, God smile and above all say that, you know, relax, sweetheart. It's just a band, not the end. So be positive and stay positive, friends. We have very, you know, great ideas and things with us. And as I want to know, and my public also want to know, as this show is all about the positivity and the positivity, would you like to share any incidents or positive learning experience with us? Because you know, we learn more and more and more in practical experience. So, do you want to share any practical experience of positive learning?
Tarun, being positive uh, is inborn. It's within you. It's the energy flow from within you. And it's the environment, and I think the people you engage with, and also I think the activities you get involved in. Um, I have been doing yoga for a long, long time now, and I
Yoga,
must say that that's just, I think that has contributed a lot to me being positive.
yoga
When
meditation.
I do my morning exercises, there's a difference. There's an energy flow that starts coming through without you even realizing it. So that contributes to it. I belong to a lot of organizations, associations, women's groups. As I said to you before, I'm very inquisitive by nature. So I have to go around and see what is happening in this part of the world and everywhere in the world. And that is where we gain that positive element that coming through. So it's important for people not to um, stagnate. You must associate and get involved and be critical and know about what is happening. And it's you must become a member of the global world. You can't be a passive person. And it's very, very important to mix with different kinds of people from grassroots to leadership, because I think in the line of work that I am doing, it's or getting or involved in, I've been blessed and fortunate to have met some of the highest leaders in the world from India that have come to our railway station. We had your PM coming through to our station meeting with us. We've had the late Shushma Swaraj coming right through to our doors. So I think it's the organizations that you get involved in. And also, one needs to be very proactive in the organizations that you get involved in so that you're not a passenger. In anything in life, you must never be a passenger. You must be active. Of course, there are certain times your thought patterns are a little bit different. You'll have to be quiet to engage before you engage, because you're thinking in new ideas and all that. But still, it's very important that you are proactive in these organizations, because organizations will open so many doors for you. On a national level in tourism, I have sat as the international PRO for the National Tourism Association called SATSA. And I have done dealings with India and the US and the UK purely because it's my inquisitive nature. I'm proactive. I'm wanting to find out how can we create partnerships? How can we collaborate? It's never been only about the financial gains. It's always been other thoughts, and out of the other thoughts comes the financial rewards or other projects. The financial reward starts becoming your byproduct. All right, it becomes a very important part of your daily living. But you find that when you are engaging with all types of people, getting involved in projects, there's a lot of referrals that comes through. You've created trust, you've built confidence in yourself. So it's a multiplying effect of goodwill that comes through to you, that basically assists you when you go through your low times and when you go through your high times, because there's very little difference between the low and the high. It's actually how you handle it.
It
And
depends
I
on.
think it comes back to yoga and being, I think, a little bit spiritual, is keeping the peace within yourself and accepting whatever happens, because most of the time you have no control about it.
Right.
Yeah, your journey will go the way it was determined, but it's how you handle the situation and how peaceful you can be and stable. I'm very happy that I've outgrown the stage where I had my outbursts before, and I'm now able to control my emotions. Sometimes I don't win all the times, but I'm trying very much.
As PGMC promote ideology of Mahatma Gandhi, in particular truth, peace, and non-violence. Could you please, you know, tell us something more about this? About
All right,
PM?
our Pietermaritzburg Gandhi Memorial Committee has been in existence for a number of years. We were very responsible for erecting the statue of Mahatma Gandhi in the city center, and it was erected at a time by a vibrant, motivated group of people who worked with the fully apartheid government. And it's quite amazing that at that time, when we were at the height of discrimination in South Africa, the leadership of the ruling party allowed a statue to be erected in the city center directly in front of the city hall. So that in itself states how truth prevails and how important it is, because even in those dire situations and circumstances in the history of our country, somewhere in someone's minds, they were afraid of the truth. They knew they were doing wrong, but they addressed it by allowing the statue to be erected. The statue is a symbol of hope. It's a symbol of connectivity. It's a symbol that has influenced Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and many leaders throughout the world and in South Africa. And we have several events in Pietermaritzburg commemorating the life of Gandhi. It is basically the 7th of June. We have Gandhi Mandela Youth webinar, which is encouraging our youth committee. And we just established our Gandhi Youth Committee. Wonderful group of young people that are naughty as hell, full of fun, full of musty and mischief, but looking for the lessons that they can learn from our legendary leaders. That's
Yes.
the important thing, is to be able to say they all must find the Gandhi and Mandela in them and progress in their lives. There was once upon a time, many years ago, a young man came into Pietermaritzburg, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he
Yes.
became the Mahatma. So we say to the young people, find the Mahatma in you, find the Mandela in you, and you will go on that path. Because I think young people lack a lot of leadership, and that's what we're trying to develop.
Yes.
So we have the Gandhi Youth Committee. Then we have a peace walk on 2nd of October. Then we have a Gandhi Memorial Lecture. So these are the events that we are responsible for commemorating and promoting the philosophies of Gandhi, Mandela, and Martin Luther King. We're very fortunate. We attended a conference at Stanford University and our committee and Stanford University have forged very strong ties. So we within our youth circle and for our webinars that we have people from the universities that link up with us. In Hyderabad, we have Mr. Prasad, who is an authority on the whole Gandhi legacy. He has the youth groups that link up with our youth. So there is a lot of learning. So there's a lot of cross-pollination that we are doing, because we're linking up with Chicago. There is a Dr. Santi who is driving the Gandhi committee there. It's what our main focus is now is creating succession planning. We have a variety of old people, mature people, all our age across the world that know the philosophy, the truth, what satyagraha means, what sarvodaya means. But the younger people need to learn the lessons and to be able to take it forward. They are the leaders of tomorrow. So we're trying
Right.
very much to connect our local young people from Pietermaritzburg with India, with the USA, and in different parts of the world. And we are succeeding because young people are involved in social media. They're chatting to their friends all around the world. This is just another different chat. And we're not
Yes.
encouraging them to be highly spiritual or highly historical. There must be fun. There must be joy. You must, because surely Gandhi was not such a serious man that he didn't laugh and joke and enjoy himself. So
Yes.
that's what we want with the young people also.
Benny,
So those,
right. Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi lived in different times and faced different opponent, but both leaders changed the destiny of their people for the better. As I
absolutely.
as,
Absolutely. But remember, Mandela used Gandhi as his mentor. And
yes,
this is the reason why Gandhi's granddaughter, Ila Gandhi, who uh, was a national member of parliament, she's highly respected. You know, in our state or province that's called KwaZulu Natal, Ila Gandhi is very active, highly respected person who tries to assist everybody in every possible way that she can. So I think the legacy is still here. We still have our legacy in South Africa. Uh, the Mandela legacy has been excellent. Uh, I think leaders from throughout the world have been influenced by Gandhi, have been influenced by Mandela. So each one has contributed towards spreading positivity in their own time.
okay. If we talk about not talk about Mandela and Gandhi, if we'll talk about you, what made you to choose this path? I mean, who inspired you to come this
I really don't know. I have no idea. Uh, I think, as I said, because I was born in Pietermaritzburg, I know my grandfather was part of the Gandhi movement, but we were very young, and it didn't. This was just storytelling. It didn't influence my way of thinking at all. So it probably was my inquisitive nature that made me want to get involved. But I think also because I have traveled to globally a lot and attended many travel shows, and I started learning how heritage tourism is vital. Heritage tourism defines who we are. And I'm sure that must have been a great influencer because I must have come back and said, India's got the Taj Mahal, India is doing this, UK is doing that. We got the station. Yeah, and there was a group of people. So I think that must have influenced me. I can't put my finger on it. I really can't. I think it was several factors. Because when you live in a city that has all these historical attractions, automatically you get drawn to it if you are that way inclined.
Benny, as you know that more than 25 country will listen this or watch this video after we, post this. So I just want to request you that for all those viewers of or followers of our foundation from all around the world, could you please tell any good message for all those beautiful people?
Tarun, I think you are the leader in good messages. I think your foundation is doing such brilliant work. Coming from Nagpur and linking up with someone in Pietermaritzburg in itself is excellent. You're
Thank
using the tool to be able to spread positive news throughout the world. And all we can say to everybody is that this time will pass. Currently, India is experiencing the second wave, which is really awful. We had in South Africa passed this in February, and we just need to have faith within ourselves to say this time will pass. And of course, the JHO Foundation will be there leading us to greater things and exposing us to wonderful friends and different thoughts globally. And all I can say you is keep up the good work. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
thank you.
And we look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Thank you so much for your valuable time and your learning experience, positivity. We are very thankful to you. I'm very much thankful to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think you taught me today from the morning to think, let's spread positivity.
Yes, and
Thank
before
you.
before we end, I just want to pray, dear God. I pray for the healing of those people who are in pain physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.